Ellen DeGeneres is known for being a lovable LGBT icon as well as her amazing dance moves, but unfortunately not everyone treats Ellen with the respect she deserves. But to insult her on her own show, we'll show you celebs who were bold enough to call out Ellen in front of an audience. But first, be sure to subscribe to the Taco for more videos. Let's get started. Giada de Laurentiis. Ellen is known for her great sense of humor and dance moves, but not so much for her skills in the kitchen. That became pretty apparent when she hosted famous chef Giada de Laurentiis, who was promoting the new season of Food Network Star. She was going to teach Ellen and actress Nicole Kidman how to cook on the show, but what followed was a totally awkward situation. Ellen was looking forward to dining on some arancini and focaccia, but instead got a heaping helping of awkward. Right away, de Laurentiis started throwing shade at Ellen and mockingly asked her if she'd ever had to make meatballs or anything similar when she was unsure how to get started on the arancini. Then she indignantly demanded to know if Ellen or Kidman had ever eaten risotto before, as the two tried desperately to create the dish she requested. De Laurentiis told Ellen that her arancini looked like dog food and immediately praised Kidman's dish. She proceeded to rush the two along and answered Kidman's questions in a mocking manner. After all that, at least they made a delicious dish, right? Well, sort of. The focaccia was apparently inedible. Kidman even tried to sneak a peek out of her mouth. This cooking segment was an awkward mess from start to finish. Wendy Williams. You probably don't think of Ellen DeGeneres as a person with a lot of enemies, but she has an immensely popular daytime talk show, and that means she has stiff competition from her peers. Among them is Wendy Williams, who hosts her own talk show named after her. Well, Wendy decided to make a guest appearance on Ellen, and it was uncomfortable to say the least. When Ellen asked Wendy about her Hot Topics segment, Wendy replied that she loves that part, to which Ellen snarkily said, "I bet you do." The audience noticed that Ellen seemed colder than usual, and apparently Wendy decided to return the perceived insult. She explained that the Hot Topics segment is fun and then loudly said, "It's fun, Ellen." Later, Ellen decided to calm things down by playing a game of Heads Up. Wendy would describe a celebrity and Ellen would have to guess who she was talking about. The game started out great and the two women seemed to get into a groove until Justin Bieber's name popped up. Wendy then had the audacity to say that Ellen looks like Justin Bieber. Sure, Justin has a lot of fans who thinks he's handsome, but he's not someone a grown woman wants to be compared to. No wonder Ellen was offended. Justin Timberlake. Ellen loves to dance, but apparently singing is not one of her strengths. This came out when singer Justin Timberlake stopped by to talk about the movie Trolls. He and Ellen also found some time to chat about his hit song Can't Stop the Feeling, and Ellen made an embarrassing mistake that most of us are familiar with. She totally misheard one of the lyrics and Timberlake called her right out on it. A line in the song is "Just Imagine," but somehow Ellen managed to hear "Just Electric." Apparently, Ellen was such a fan of the song that she sent a video of herself singing it to Justin, because apparently celebs do awkward stuff just like we do. Timberlake asked her if there was tequila involved in her singing, which honestly would explain quite a few things. Then, in front of everyone, he called her out for not knowing the proper lyrics to the song. Ellen was shocked and asked if he was certain, to which he replied that the lyrics were crystal clear, making her mistake even more egregious. Luckily, the two friends were able to laugh it off, but we bet Ellen will think twice before sending Justin any singing Snapchats in the future. Priyanka Chopra. Priyanka Chopra is one of the most popular and highly paid celebrities in India, and her time on the Ellen DeGeneres show left many of her fans upset. When she first appeared on the show, it seemed like Priyanka and Ellen got along fabulously. Ellen even had her take a shot of tequila, and if that isn't the foundation of an amazing friendship, we don't know what is. The conversation started out great, and they discussed Priyanka winning the title of Miss World, but likened her famous pageant wave to the unscrewing of a light bulb. Many of her fans were outraged at the way Ellen spoke to Priyanka, though it seemed Priyanka herself wasn't upset. Until one comment she made seemed to rub Ellen the wrong way. Ellen was trying to pay Priyanka a compliment by saying that she is both beautiful and a talented actress, but Priyanka interrupted with a rather rude comment by saying that doesn't happen. As someone who works in show business and someone married to a gorgeous and talented actress, we can definitely see why Ellen felt insulted. It was clear that Ellen was irked when she replied, "It does happen often, happens all the time as a matter of fact, I am just complimenting you like I should." Sean Hayes. Hitting someone with a barrage of insults can be a great way to let them know how much you truly despise them, but often the same words said between friends can be a bonding moment. That's what happened when Sean Hayes stopped by the Ellen DeGeneres show to talk about Will and Grace, societal issues, and trade insults with his old friend Ellen. He started by congratulating Ellen of her 15 years on the air, and she corrected him by pointing out that she's done many things prior to her talk show. Hayes quickly quipped that he wasn't going to read her whole resume before appearing on the show. Ellen changed the subject to the reboot of Will and Grace and asked how long it had been on the air, and Hayes mockingly said longer than 15. Ellen pointed out that the show got cancelled, and Hayes clapped back that it lasted longer than Ellen's ill-fated sitcom. As the audience laughed, Ellen fired up the perfect retort. She pointed out that she had to come out of the closet first to pave the way for fellow gay stars for Hayes. Luckily, these two old friends were able to laugh off these barbed words and celebrate their successes. Ellen even jokingly termed their insult-laden conversation the Battle of the Gays. Caitlyn Jenner. Other than getting up close and personal with Ellen, going on her talk show has two great perks: the potential of a free gift and getting to dance with Ellen. But Caitlyn Jenner took a pass on dancing with Ellen when she appeared on the show. Later, in an interview, Ellen remarked that Jenner might not have wanted to join her for a dance since Ellen is a lesbian. The instant that the interview drifted away from the lighthearted topics, things got pretty awkward, and it became clear that Jenner and Ellen don't have much in common. The topic turned to gay marriage, and it seemed that Ellen expected Jenner to be on her side. After all, Jenner had just come out as trans recently, so Ellen probably assumed she was happy to represent the T in LGBT. But Jenner described herself as old-fashioned and said that she was a traditionalist who thought marriage should be between a man and a woman. It was clear that Ellen, who is married to actress Portia de Rossi, felt insulted by these traditionalist views. However, Jenner had a very different interpretation of the events. In addition to questioning the validity of Ellen's marriage on her show, Jenner also blamed her for feeling ostracized from the gay community. Jenner claimed that the interview was set up to make her look bad and that her words didn't accurately represent her thoughts on marriage equality. Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence definitely isn't someone who is afraid to speak her mind, but sometimes she ends up putting her foot in her mouth, like the time she bragged about sitting on sacred rocks while filming in Hawaii. When she appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show, she not only insulted Ellen, but many other people. Lawrence started out by talking about her cat, and it's almost impressive that she managed to make this conversation uncomfortable and insulting. She talked about how her cat is female but always behaves in a masculine way. We aren't sure how a cat can act masculine or feminine, but whatever you say, Jennifer Lawrence. As a reaction to her lady cat acting masculine, Lawrence laughed that she calls her cat Chaz Bono. As a reminder, Chaz Bono is the son of Sonny Bono and Cher, an outspoken advocate for LGBT rights and a trans man. Although Ellen chose not to overtly call out Lawrence's ignorant and insulting joke, she was visibly uncomfortable on the set. She gently tried to educate Lawrence, explaining that most tri-colored cats are female. To make matters worse, this episode was filmed on the National Transgender Day of Remembrance. Kim Burrell. Musical guests are a highly anticipated part of the Ellen DeGeneres show, so it would take something big to make Ellen cancel one. But that's exactly what she did to gospel singer Kim Burrell. That's right, Burrell managed to offend Ellen in a huge way before she even made it on set. Burrell was scheduled to appear on the show and perform a duet of I See a Victory with Pharrell Williams. However, before she made it on stage, she spoke out during a sermon at a church in Houston, Texas. Burrell mentioned a perverted homosexual spirit, and we are sure you can imagine how well that went over with Ellen. It went over like a lead balloon with fans as well, who immediately started an online petition begging Ellen to cancel Burrell's appearance. Ellen stated that she was offended by the remarks and didn't want to give Burrell a platform to further espouse her views. Pharrell Williams also stated that Burrell's attitude has no place in today's modern society, but despite the criticism and losing out on her spot on Ellen, Burrell was undeterred. She spoke out to people dealing with the homosexual spirit and says that she and God love them despite their sin. Kanye West. Kanye West is unpredictable to say the least, especially when he has a video camera recording him. So we aren't sure what Ellen was expecting when she had him on her show, but it was pretty much what you can imagine. Normally, Ellen has a great back and forth with her guests, but Kanye didn't give her a chance to get a word in edgewise. He bragged about being close personal friends with Facebook's CEO Mark Zuckerberg and says that he has ideas that could better the human race within 100 years. He just needs a little bit of money to get his plans off the ground, which he requested from Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg via Twitter. Kanye admits that maybe it would have been better to ask on Facebook, but insists that his ideas are truly world-changing. Then, he went on to brag about his famous pals and his brilliant ideas and music-making talents, all while Ellen mostly sat there in stunned silence. While Kanye's rant was bizarre, it was its end that was insulting to both Ellen and her audience. He spoke to the viewers and said, "I'm sorry, daytime television, I'm sorry for the realness." It was like he was implying that there is something wrong with enjoying daytime TV, or that those people somehow aren't able to handle him. Calum Scott. Fans know that Ellen loves playing pranks on other people, but since she dishes it out, you know it's only a matter of time before someone pranks her back. Calum Scott says that he was incredibly excited to appear on the Ellen DeGeneres show, but he wasn't prepared for the prank-filled antics of Ellen or her staff. Right before he appeared on her show, Calum was briefed backstage by the stage manager. In addition to the normal ins and outs of appearing on a show, he told Calum to make sure not to look Ellen in the eyes no matter what. We know that some celebs have some pretty crazy demands, but how could Ellen host a successful talk show for so long if she couldn't handle looking people in the eyes? But perhaps because he was so nervous, Calum fell for it. He says that he was so nervous he actually started shaking and desperately tried to look anywhere but Ellen. Talking to someone who refuses to make eye contact can be incredibly strange and off-putting, not to mention insulting. Luckily, the stage manager finally fessed up and everyone had a good laugh over the joke. Which Ellen DeGeneres moment do you think was the most awkward? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe to The Taco for more videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.